man-to-man, one-on-one coverage because the safety rolls to Jefferson's side. This guy's like becoming like a circus act. Like he could do this.
Von Rock caught a ball with his thighs. We didn't even talk about that.
It was more of with his ass.
If he throws a good ball, this is a running, catching touchdown untouched.
Right. Become who we want to be as individuals, and at the end of the day, that's going to help us be a successful offense.
Like KP does like these flips after every win. And I'm like just waiting for him to do his flips.
You can tune in anywhere that you guys follow us on social media.
Shout out to Jalen Ramsey. He sucks.
Welcome to the Practice Squad podcast, NFL mock draft special. This will be streaming the morning of the actual NFL draft. So lots of exciting stuff going on for the next 3 days. We're super stoked about it. Mark, how are you feeling?
I'm good, man. It's draft eve. All kinds of false rumors being put out there into the media. Don't know what to believe. As John said, every news line that gets sent, I sent it to John. He says, I don't believe it. I'm not going to buy into it. We'll see it when we see it. So you don't know who to trust right now.
We got a packed episode, take a look, John. We do have a super packed episode, and I just want to quickly talk about lying season. Right up until this week, now CJ Stroud's a dumbass, and he can't play football because he's so stupid. Apparently, Will Levis has all along been, the second pick over Stroud and Richardson. Jalen Carter is going to fall to 9. Bijan's not going to be a first-round pick. You hear all of this stupid stuff that, just 3 days before the draft, all of this arises. So, it's super wild. But, yeah, we have a mock draft with some friends, and then we also have 2 awesome guests to bring on. We're going to be bringing on the Prieskorn brothers. We got Caden Prieskorn, who's currently a tight end for Ole Miss, and Brady Prieskorn, who, as of yesterday, just committed to play at the University of Michigan. So, Prieskorns, how you guys doing?
What's going on?
How are you?
Yeah, exciting times right now in the Prieskorn family. Obviously, Caden, you just finished up spring ball at Ole Miss after transferring there after playing at Memphis for a few years, and Brady finally got that off your back, the whole commitment thing. That's got to feel pretty good to finally have a place that you can say, that's where I'm going, that's my next home. How you guys feeling?
It feels great getting that off my back. All that, so I don't have to talk to all the coaches anymore. They still though, but
yeah, I'm sure you'll still have some people trying to sway you one way or another. But Brady, what was the at the end of the day? What was the reason? What was the final say? And this is where I think is my next home, and this is where I want to be. What was that final thing?
Well, it's obviously only an hour away, and also it's we have a great class this year, so I'm gonna be playing with some
number one in 2024 after you committed.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I saw it was pretty cool.
And then it just seems like all the coaches there, they're all bonded good with them. So yeah,
they seem to. Brady and I went up there for a visit. What was that, a few weeks ago? And I mean, they just loved Brady there, and just the way they handled you. Just the way that they kind of welcomed you in every single meeting, every single coach, when you walk by, they saw you, they stopped what they were doing to talk to you. You could tell that they really are happy to have you, and it's going to be exciting. I'm glad you're staying close to home. We'll be able to check you out and see you play. John's a diehard Michigan fan. I'm sure he's not sad about it.
Yeah.
But we're happy for you, and that's obviously awesome to be able to say you're committed and kind of have that stress and anxiety kind of go away for a while, just play your senior year,
Yeah.
What was that recruiting process like, obviously? Because not every high school recruit gets the privilege of, having a bunch of different D1 schools to choose from and getting attention from all those different schools. Like, did you personally have a process on how you went about evaluating these opportunities? And then also, was there some stuff that, kind of caught you off guard or kind of surprised you about this process, from a maybe political component or something like that was, maybe not what you expected initially?
Yeah. Well, first off, September 1st last year, my junior year, is when they could first start hitting me up. And the first day it was crazy. They're blowing up my phone and all that. And then so I just waited it out. See who texts me and who keeps keeping in contact with me. That's who I knew who I wanted to pursue and all that. So what surprised me was some schools will just offer me and then don't say anything to me ever again. They won't it's weird. It's just, I don't know. They just sometimes feel like they hand out offers sometimes, but That's something.
It's almost like a copycat thing. Like, there's, because in the recruiting game, it's just like they're competing as it's in the season, right? So, Michigan and Michigan State they're competing. So they see somebody, Michigan and Ohio State just offered this kid. We're going to offer him just to say we did. And if we get him, great.
Yeah.
But like, a lot of these schools in the actual work on certain guys, right? They only have the manpower to recruit, I guess, X amount of guys that they really want to go get. And like you said, Brady, I mean, some schools probably offered you just to offer you. And if you wanted to go there, great, but they weren't going to come and get you,
Yeah.
Caden, did you have kind of the same thing?
They would hit me up sometimes.
Yeah, Caden, when you were in so you had the transfer portal, right? Which is similar, right? You kind of had to restart your recruiting process. Was it kind of the same thing for you when you put your name into the portal? Like some schools offered you didn't hear a lot from them after that, or is that a different process?
I feel like it's more of a different process, but definitely, like, as soon as I hit the portal, it was kind of like Brady on his first day when he first contacted my schools, like that period in September. Like, as soon as I hit the portal, I had a phone call. I probably had 80 phone calls the first day, just as soon as I hit the portal. Like, I didn't, like, from like 2 o'clock to 10 o'clock, I was on the phone. It was just hectic.
Yeah,
that was just the first day.
And the transfer portal's never been crazier. I mean, so many guys are kind of taking that route, and it's just it's so different because of the new rules, right? I mean, there's NIL involved with it. You don't have to sit out anymore. It's just kind of crazy, and it's awesome that you were able to land on Ole Miss. What was kind of same thing I asked Brady for Michigan? What was kind of the final thing that kind of set Ole Miss apart, and was the reason you decided that was going to be your next home?
As soon as because I visited Louisville, then I went here right after. But when I got here, I just felt like it was just different. Like, just the town itself, it's a small town. Like, it's just you really got to see it, come down here and see it for sure. But just being there and just all the coaching staff and just really seeing the offense, I feel like Coach Kiffin has one of the best offenses in the country, and I feel like there's some of the best offensive players in the country on this team. I just really want to come be a part of that, and playing in the SEC is just, it doesn't get anything like better than that.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And you just had obviously an awesome year at Memphis. You had a great career at Memphis, but last year, really, I think you kind of came into your own. John Mackey finalist. I think you finished in leading the country in touchdown catches as a tight end, right? For tight ends.
I think I was up there. I don't think I was.
I think
I was leading
for a while. You were number one.
Yeah.
You might have finished second or third, but still just incredible, right? And obviously with years of eligibility left, Brady, what does that kind of feel like to watch your brother kind of have that success at the college level? And does that kind of help you, find the inspiration to want to go do the same thing or even be better? A little brother competition.
Yeah, it inspires me a lot. So it's truly it's cool to have an older brother that's going through the same thing. Not like necessarily the same road recruiting wise, but like he did his thing, and he's obviously at Ole Miss doing this thing. So yeah, it's good to have an older brother that like he'll teach me, like, you know what I mean, like he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's, you guys are at like different stages, but it's crazy how similar your journeys are right now. But obviously Brady, a little bit different. You getting recruited out of high school, you get all the offers, at this age. Caden, it was different for you. Was there any advice you gave Brady? Because obviously, Caden, you were a quarterback most of your life. You didn't get all the star ratings. You didn't get all the early offers. You kind of had to work your way, right? Walked on, had to prove yourself. Did you kind of have any advice to Brady when he was going through a different process than you had?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely gave him a lot of advice, especially like the ins and outs of like the coaching world. Like, some of them might not be there, like, throughout the whole time you're there. Like, because when I was at Memphis, my first 3 years, I had a different tight end coach every year. Just like some of those little things that a lot of people don't see, like going through the process. They just see the school, they just see all the good things that they offer, but they don't see the little stuff that others don't see. Just little stuff like that, and just really I tell him to like worry about what he's doing, like now, like when he was in football, so just worry about football, like, and then forward to basketball, I was like, just focus on basketball. This recruiting stuff will take care of itself. Like, just have fun now, because when you get to college, it's just a business.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing, man. The recruiting, and then once you get there, it's just a different animal. But at the end of the day, you're a competitor. You're going to go in there and do your best. You mentioned basketball, Caden, and that's interesting because I was going to ask you about that. You guys both have hooping backgrounds, right? And we've had some other guys on here that have basketball backgrounds as well. Talk a little bit, both of you guys, about how playing basketball your whole life kind of helps you at that receiver tight end position. Just being comfortable with your hands, being able to kind of be comfortable in your body, right? Large frame. You guys are both huge guys, right? That can move. Without basketball, do you think you'd be able to move like you can move?
No, I don't. I think basketball is probably the number one thing for a tight end. Honestly, it just helps really just like hand-eye coordination and just
your space,
feet, footwork, drop steps in football, getting extra yards. Like I feel like it's not the same. It's just like there's a lot of similarities between the two.
Yeah, I mean, you see some of the best tight ends around the league today, and you just see so many of them that some of them didn't even pick up football till they're 17, 18 years old. But they were basketball players.
Friend of the show, Tyler
Gates.
Conklin.
Yeah, Tyler Conklin was college basketball first, and then was like, oh, maybe I should try this football thing. And it's just crazy how you see some of that multiple sport factor help out, especially guys that play like the big receiver or tight end spot. Brady, what is the most exciting thing you think about going to Michigan and being a part of such a historical, in Michigan? You grew up in Michigan.
Yeah.
Just being a part of something that's kind of always been right in your backyard, and going to, back-to-back Big Ten championships and all the stuff they have going on there. What excites you the most, I guess, about walking in there and trying to compete and work your way up?
One of the things that excites me is probably like everybody I know, like my family, all my friends, be able to come watch me at the big house. It's going to be, that's really cool. And like, yeah, it's basically that and just competing basically. So.
And you mentioned the relationship you have with the coaches there. You want to talk a little bit about like Coach Newsome and Coach Moore and some of these guys, how they've kind of maintained connection with you throughout the recruiting process, and just how your personal relationship with them has been throughout this whole thing.
Yeah, Coach Newsome, he's a really good dude, and I know he'll get me better. He probably won't even be the tight ends coach when I'm there, but because they always switch.
He's working his way up. Yeah,
he's really young, and he'll definitely work his way up. Coach Moore, I know he was at Central, right? I think he coached Tyler Conklin, right?
He coached Conklin as the tight ends coach there when I was there, which is just crazy small world. That he was coaching me, and then now he's recruiting Brady.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah,
so he knows what he's doing with tight ends. When I go there, he shows me what film and what plays they'll involve me, and they'll involve me. So that's one thing.
That's the exciting part. That's the exciting part about Michigan. They've definitely done well with their tight ends the last few years, and they seem to use them more and more. I think Coach Moore, being a former offensive lineman, he likes to get the big guys involved. He likes to get the tight ends the ball. Caden, one of the things for Brady is going to be kind of transforming his body, right? Like they're going to want you to put on weight. They're going to want you to get stronger. You went through that process going in. You were a quarterback, right? You were skinnier. You've grown. You've gotten bigger and stronger and faster, right? All those things that they're going to want to do. What do you think is the hardest obstacle about that, but maintaining your ability to move, right, and shift and run routes and stuff as you gain size?
Yeah, I feel like it was definitely challenging because, like, especially me, I came in at 220, so I came in light. Yeah. And just coming at 220 and then just, like, I had to gain so much weight right away. And then, like, they just kept making me eat. And sometimes I felt like I was overweight and I couldn't move as fast as like I normally did. But, like, that's definitely the most challenging thing. It's like you feel like you're eating too much, but, like, you need to get in that weight to perform.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really just a process. Like you really just gotta trust it.
There was a minute, Jon, and then I'll let you ask a few more questions. There was a minute at Central where they were having me try to get me up to 200. And I was like, bro, if I get up to 200, I don't think I might move to guard. Like, I don't think I can move anymore. Like I felt so slow, and they're just like, no, you got to keep eating. Like and they weigh me in every day. I'm like, dude, I don't feel like I should be eating more. Like I'm getting slow. And they're just like, no, you got to keep getting there. And eventually you kind of grow into it and you find your way. But I'm like, man, like the routes I used to be able to run, the balls I could go up and get before, I got no bounce anymore. But yeah, it's definitely a challenge, but it's one of those things you just adapt to.
I was also going to ask Caden, not only are they trying to transform your body, but obviously you're getting used to kind of a new position. What was the biggest culture shock for you coming from quarterback to tight end? Was it the blocking component, or was it the actual route running and receiving? Because, I mean, that's a lot to juggle. They ask tight ends to do quite a lot. And, how was that transition and being able to make that move and then obviously be able to perform pretty well doing both things?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely the catching was easiest because, like we said before, like kind of relates to basketball, but like definitely like on the line blocking because like being 220 right away, it's not fun. And then just gradually getting stronger and more in the weight room and like just getting more comfortable in a stance, like it just helped me transform and get better and better at it. But that was definitely the biggest challenge. Like most like the blocking and the physicality in the run game was definitely the toughest.
And now that you've kind of gotten used to being physical in that sense, is it kind of fun just like running routes against a corner that you feel like you might be able to push around? Do you have a big size advantage of? Like, is that, pretty easy for you when you get to go and do that?
Yeah, definitely. It's easy. It's a lot easier, but yeah, it's definitely fun.
Do you guys so both of you guys obviously are going to have some pretty special quarterback talent. Obviously, Caden, this year you're going to have a group of guys that are competing, all crazy talented. Probably one of the best quarterback rooms in the country right now, if you look at just the whole room. And then Brady, you'll have JJ maybe, and then obviously Jaden Davis is a top recruit that they have coming in with your class. What do you guys think about the having that kind of talent getting you the ball? Are you guys excited about that? And you guys, what do you guys think you're going to do to kind of build the chemistry? Or Caden, what are you already doing to kind of build the chemistry with those guys? Especially tight ends are usually some of their favorite targets.
Definitely, yeah, we're definitely like extra throwing sessions or trying to get like whoever can because we got 3 good ones, so it's kind of tough to, and they're all still competing. It's still a battle, even in the off season going into fall camp. So it's definitely challenging trying to work with all 3 of them, but they're all 3 really talented, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brady, you excited too as well? I mean, you already. I'm assuming you talked to Jaden Davis a little bit.
Yeah, we're already in all our 24 commits, so we're all texting. So
yeah, and then I'm not sure if JJ will still be there by the time you get there. I don't know if he's going to declare or not, but if he is there, obviously another awesome talent that would be pretty fun to catch balls from because he can make just about any throw on the field. So that's going to be awesome for you guys to show everything that you can do because you won't have to worry about the quarterback. You guys will have the talent there to get you the ball, and that's just going to be about you guys just making plays. But speaking of making plays, Caden, you've already made a bunch in college. Brady, you're going to make a bunch this year and then into college. You both have big dreams and aspirations of potentially playing at the biggest level, right? Biggest stage in the NFL. And it's just funny that the NFL draft's tomorrow night and we're doing a mock draft later in this episode. But you guys want to talk a little bit about those dreams and, when that kind of became like a reality for you guys, like this is something I think I can actually do and go chase, because so many guys have that dream and at some point it becomes a realization that maybe I can't do it, but for both you guys, it just seems to be becoming more and more of a real possibility. Do you guys want to talk a little bit about that dream and what it would be like to get there and what you guys need to do to get there?
Yeah, for me, probably after the state championship game my sophomore year is when I realized, and like all these coaches coming in and saying, and also my first offer was Central in October, and then I was just like, all right, yeah. But once I did good in that state championship game and all the schools started coming in, it was like dreams to reality. Like it was crazy. Like every day was like a new offer. It was crazy.
Yeah.
That's when I knew, like, okay, yeah, like I want to do this, pursue this. And obviously, like having my older brother, like it's a really big help, and that's gonna help me get better and better and reach my dream. So.
Yeah, and then Caden, for you, kind of this, as Brady just kind of said, you're ahead of him in that process, obviously, because you're there and you're doing it right now. But same goal for you, same aspirations, and what do you see yourself having to do to kind of get there?
Yeah, definitely. I've always had aspirations to go to the NFL, like since I was little, but definitely like just in the last 2 to 3 years, just seeing like people around me go to the NFL, like playing with some NFL players and seeing like how they reached it and they did it, kind of gave me more motivation to to know I can do it as well. And just probably the biggest things I need to do is just control what I can control, is do what I can do to try to, like, God will take care of it. Like, God will take care of it, and just do what I can do each day. Just get better. That's how I feel.
Control what you can control.
This is a super loaded tight end draft class, from what I'm seeing. Are there, any guys that either you feel like you could model your game after? Is there any favorites in this draft class that you guys think are going to be successful at the next level? And similarly with that, out of guys who are already in the NFL, who do you guys kind of look up to playing tight end that you guys kind of, can potentially model your game after?
Personally, my favorite is Kittle, because he's best of both worlds. He's so good at blocking and so good at pass catching. Unlike people like Kelsey, he's a really good catcher. So yeah, I really like Kittle. He's really
Kittle prides himself out of beating the shit out of people for sure.
Yeah. He would rather do that. He'd rather do that.
I'm more of a Kelsey, because he was a quarterback in high school, so he's kind of got that. He's got a little basketball player. He's a basketball background a little bit, so definitely, I'm more of a Kelsey guy.
It feels like the tight end family, that position. They're just, I feel like all of them are so similar. Personalities typically kind of line up. Their backgrounds line up. A lot of former quarterbacks, a lot of former hoopers. It's kind of like these big freak athletes that, I don't know, man. They just stay connected really well. And they, even the guys on different teams around the league or in college stay connected. And there's just like a relationship that they have just because they're all tight ends, But that's pretty cool that you guys are a part of that tight end connection. And as you continue to succeed, we'll make more and more tight end connections. And, who knows where that will take you guys. But yeah, we're Jon and I are grateful you guys came on. Do you guys have anything else you guys want to talk about before Jon and I go into kind of like this mock draft part of our episode?
Top 3 tight ends in the draft.
Top 3?
Mm-hmm.
He had a conversation about this a couple episodes ago. For me personally, I think it's Dalton Kincaid, Darnell Washington, and then Michael Myers. So
I like it's tough. I'd probably do the same thing, but I think Laporta might end up being better than Michael Mayer.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I like Laporta.
What is your opinion? What is your opinion on, because we're going to have Carter Ferris on here in like 15, 20 minutes for our mock draft part. And he thinks Darnell Washington is a bust. He thinks he's stiff. He thinks that he can't move after the catch. What do you guys think of Darnell Washington out of Georgia?
I mean, he's obviously a freak athlete.
I think he's a freak.
I think he's a little raw. He's a little raw. Yeah. He's raw.
Because he was the second best guy on their team, at the tight end spot. But that's just because the guy ahead of him is probably one of the best tight end prospects we've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you watch film of Darnell Washington, you see a guy who has the potential to be like the next great tight end. I mean, if he gets his hips right and starts to get some of those routes down, because he already blocks so well, he catches the ball well. I mean, he's gigantic. I think he's like 265.
Yeah, he's massive, and he's like 6'7". I think he has Green Bay Packer written all over him because of his ability to block. Because, as you said, like some of those, route running, pass catching things are a little bit more raw, but he is like a 6th offensive lineman. He has the size to be able to really help out on blocking, and I think there's a ton of value to that. And then, assuming both you guys are Lions fans, I'm not sure, especially since you guys are obviously traveling a lot and stuff like that. But who do you think the Lions are going to take with their 2 picks? Who would you like to see them take with those 2 picks?
I saw they might trade back, but I want Carter, the D lineman, but a lot of people are off on him. That's what I want, and I don't know who they go with that 2nd pick.
You think they go receiver after losing Jameson Williams? Yeah.
Do you go Jackson Smith? I don't from Ohio State with his injury. People worried about that. He didn't play that much last year, or you could go Mayer and just be a reliable tight end in the past. But
yeah.
Or you could just trade your first pick and trade back and just try to get another one in the draft. If you're not,
I'm hearing stuff with the Eagles that they might want to trade with us, where we could get potentially their 10th pick and the 30th pick, I believe. So, we could get pretty good value for trading our picks. Because I think for us, it's Will Anderson or trade back. if we can get Will Anderson anyway, we get him. And if not, we trade back because we'll probably go with a DB anyway, or a defensive lineman anyway, and you can get some good guys, or a tight end too. Probably get some good guys later in the first round. You don't need to stay at 6 if Will Anderson's already taken. That's kind of my thought process.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I feel about it too, where it's like I feel like most of our positions of need, we don't really have any huge needs, but most of the areas that we're looking to address kind of are like second and third round positions, right? Like tight end, linebacker, a kind of a third wide receiver that we need to add to the core. I think loading up on those day 2 picks might end up being the strategy for them, and I think that'd be a good move. I like Carter a lot, but after this whole Jameson Williams thing, I think they're going to be trying to be as squeaky clean with the character as they can be with this draft,
As they should be.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Well, hey guys, unless you got anything else that you want to talk about before you let you go here, we really appreciate you both coming on. And Brady, huge congrats. I'm really looking forward to seeing you finish out your senior year, obviously, and then seeing you in the maize and blue a year after that.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, thanks guys for coming on. It was awesome.
No problem.
See you guys later.
Peace.
I'll see you.
See you guys.
Sorry about the Wi-Fi issues there. Hopefully it didn't throw anything off too much.
No, it was smooth. It's normally me who has the Wi-Fi issues, and you gotta carry.
For once, I'm just sitting here doing a speed test and shit like that while they're conducting the interview. So I was at least trying to troubleshoot shit, and then you were a lot smoother than I am when your Wi-Fi craps out. So solid job on that. At least you had 2 other people to talk to this time. Usually I'm just sitting there by myself, like
hello darkness, my friend.
Exactly. All right. So while we're waiting for Carter and potentially Zach and some of the other guys to pull up, obviously huge news to talk about that broke on Monday is Aaron Rodgers is officially a New York Jet. Mark has already posted a couple things about it. My first takeaway is that, and look, you kind of want to say this, when you talk about trades in the first place, is like, obviously the trade wouldn't have happened if there isn't something to benefit from on both teams. So I don't even know if I'd say who won the trade. I think that the Jets were able to preserve a lot of their draft capital this year and still get Aaron Rodgers. And I think that's a win for them. And then, alternatively, Green Bay got a 2nd-round pick and probably a 1st-round pick out of the situation, which is a lot for a quarterback who's probably got 1, maybe 2 years left in him. So I honestly think both teams really benefited this. This opens up the Jets Super Bowl window for at least this year, maybe next year, and Green Bay gets to kind of load up on high draft picks for Jordan Love and see what they actually have in their future quarterback. So personally, I think it's a good move.
I agree with you, dude. I think, and honestly, the way that Aaron Rodgers has handled it post-trade, obviously, pre-trade, it was kind of awkward, right? I mean, he had a falling out with the Packers. He was stuck there. Everyone kind of knew the trade was going to happen, but when and how and what's going to be given up. And then once the trades actually happened, I mean, you can see like a weight lifted off of his shoulders. He's smiling. He's walking around. He did not hesitate to put the Jets gear on, did not hesitate to get there. And it sounds like he's going to stay there. He's not having any issues of wanting to go on vacation or whatever.
Too.
It's very interesting. If you're a Packers fan, with how the last 2 off seasons have gone, that definitely stings in the wound a little bit.
You got to wonder how badly the Packers front office was fumbling the bag for him to day 1 opening interview be like, no, I'll be around all off season. I'll be hanging out with the guys. I'll be around for OTAs. Shit that, people were like, why won't you do this the past 2-3 years? Like you said, for the Packers, that's a slap in the face. And, and this is why I kind of think why the Packers are going to clap back and probably get, a tight end or a wide receiver with that 13th pick. I think, knowing the Packers, it's more likely that they actually go and grab an offensive lineman. But it's definitely possible that they care to clap back and, grab an actual offensive weapon for Jordan Love to throw to as well.
I'm excited. I think it's obviously everyone wants to talk about the weird part of Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets, Brett Favre going to the Jets, the weird, they're basically living the same career. will be interesting to see if their story in New York is the same. Brett Favre went there and it wasn't the best situation for him in New York. Aaron Rodgers kind of has the team around him, I think, to do something special. I think everyone kind of can see that and understands it. I think that's a big part of why he's choosing not to retire. John, I want to ask you this. If he goes into this Jets season and they win a Super Bowl, where does that put Aaron Rodgers on the quarterback all-time list?
I mean, he's
already one of the best talents.
I know it's got to put him in top 3 all time, right? Top 5 for sure.
I mean, obviously you have Brady Montana. Think he tops those 2 guys, but
right.
2 Super Bowls, 2 different franchises.
Right. I was about to say Marino, you can't even put up there because of the fact that he doesn't have any rings.
Peyton Manning has 2, so I guess you could argue
with 2 different.
But I think Aaron Rodgers is more talented than Peyton Manning.
Yeah, I think Peyton Manning is more talented up here. I think he might be the smartest quarterback to ever play the game, honestly.
Him and Brady, I think, are 2 of the smartest. Montana's up there as well. But in terms of just pure arm talent, I would have Aaron Rodgers already as a top 3 guy. And you add another championship in the fashion that they would have to win it in year 1 for a Jets team that hasn't won anything in forever. I mean, we're talking Super Bowl 3 is their lone Super Bowl. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it puts him way up there. And obviously, like, he's going into a good situation and he knows that. And that's why he wanted to come to the Jets. Is not only is their team young and hungry and very talented, but like I said, they have a lot of draft capital to work with this year as well. And I'm sure Rodgers is going to be able, and I think that's part of the reasons he got pissed off at Green Bay is his asks about what the team needs fell on deaf ears. And for a fact
years.
The Jets are like, that 15th pick, who do you want? He's going to be in there with the war room with them.
Here's the thing. I got two big talking points. One, really quick. The Packers, I mean, Packers fans, can you even really blame Aaron Rodgers for wanting to get out of there for the last 15 years? Okay. He's been asking for offensive help, right? Offensive talent. Pair him with somebody with Devontae Adams, pair him with somebody with these guys that he has. And he's like, just give me an offensive first-round pick. Just give me an offensive first-round pick. And the only time that they did that while he was there as a starting quarterback was Jordan Love. I mean, wouldn't you be sick?
Is Bakhtiari not a first-round pick? I mean, he's a line. He's not a skill player, so your point still stands. But
yeah, that's the which helps him out. Yeah, so you give him that. But I mean, come on, the frustration that has to build up, and some of the receiver talents that he probably watched go to other teams, that they could have had. So I understand not being heard, and especially with everything he accomplished in that uniform, like, you got to be listened to at that point.
No, he was a round 4 pick, so he's just that good that I didn't realize that he was a round 4 pick. Yeah, so he's literally like never gotten the help. I mean, literally to pacify Aaron Rodgers, they had to go and get Randall Cobb back in the room. Like, that's all that dude's asking for. Randall Cobb of all people.
I mean, and that was like that wasn't going to make or break anything. That was just more of like we'll do it for you But a lot of people are saying that this trade, John, that the Jets lost this trade. And I don't know where people are seeing that. I understand the worries that you're paying all this money and you gave up all this stuff for Aaron Rodgers, who might play 1 season, and you're kind of going all in on a guy that's, 40 years old and maybe has already had his best playing days behind him. But the potential to have a guy who just won 2 MVPs in 3 seasons with the offensive coordinator, the same OC that he had in Green Bay, is now his OC with the Jets, with all of the receiver talent that they have and tight end talent that they have on the Jets roster, with the defense that they have on this roster. I mean, and you didn't give up a ton. I mean, you basically swapped the first round picks, which is not a big deal at all. I thought for sure they were going to have to give up their first round pick.
You gave up a second and a first, which, I mean, you posted that graphic comparing it to the Stafford's trade, which was 2 firsts and a third, if I'm remembering correctly, right? It's a little bit bigger of a bargain for a worse quarterback, in my opinion. But what you're getting, though, is and again, to me, this trade happened because both teams benefited from it. What you're getting is, if the Jets win the Super Bowl, you can't say they lost the trade. And if they don't win the Super Bowl, then you can maybe make an argument for it. But it's like, to say that the Rams lost the trade because Stafford is a broken man now and they stink, and the Lions have all their draft picks, right? Like, no, they also have a Super Bowl under their belts, and that's what actually matters. While, the Lions are better off from it too, right? And that's exactly what I mean, is that like the trade wouldn't happen unless there was mutual benefit on both sides. The Lions were able to get, whoever they're going to get at 6 this year. And then they obviously were able to grab, J-Mo technically with the pick last year. And then that 3rd round pick, I'm trying to think of who exactly ended up being, but regardless, like it helped them reload for this rebuild that they, in my opinion, have successfully completed. And I think most people did. So it's like, okay, if they were able to properly reset and become a playoff team in the process by trading Stafford, and LA got a Super Bowl out of it, you can't really say winner or loser of the trade, in my opinion.
Yeah, right? It could end up being a win-win situation, which is great for both franchises and both teams, and I think all parties would be happy there. But I just think that the trade itself, when you look at it and you do compare, and I think it's awesome that we have the Stafford trade to compare it to, because it is pretty damn similar.
Mm-hmm.
For younger, but I mean Stafford, and it worked out for the Rams, but Stafford is nowhere near what Aaron Rodgers is. Okay, in terms of like quarterback stature and legendary status of the quarterback, he has. Aaron Rodgers already has the Super Bowl. Stafford did not. He didn't even have a playoff victory at the time. Okay, of the trade.
Isn't that crazy that Stafford went from no playoff wins to a Super Bowl?
It's nuts.
It's nuts.
But the right, the right fit and the right team at the right time, it can change everything. And I always say Matthew Stafford was a bust in Detroit and his Detroit tenure because of the fact he was the number 1 overall pick, and he never ended up doing anything. And if you're any number 1 quarterback overall, you're picked top number 1 overall, the expectation is no matter how dysfunctional the franchise is, no matter how many bad picks or injuries or whatever happens, I mean, you're expected to keep your team in games and win a few playoff games at the least.
Because Stafford didn't keep his team. Oh, God. There were people making fun of you for this take on TikTok, too, and you absolutely deserve it. I know your entire brand is Stafford slander, but Mark, when Trevor Lawrence had Urban Meyer as his coach and they were a horrible
for one
team,
season,
was it Trevor Lawrence's fault, Mark?
Matthew Stafford had several coaches. He had several good teams that he was on, and he never was able to accomplish anything. So, you can say whatever you want. If you're there for that long and you get the starting nod for that long, you're expected to do something. Okay. The standard for a number 1 overall draft pick is very, very high, as it should be. If Bryce Young comes in at number 1 overall, okay, and he never wins a playoff game, and he starts there for 7-8 years, are we going to talk about him the same way? Or if he's putting up stats and he's winning meaningless games in the 4th quarter, are we going to talk about?
If Bryce Young is the reason why they're winning those games in the 4th quarter,
I mean, the quarterback's always going to be a reason you're staying in these close games, but it's the games that matter.
All right. Let's bring in. So we got one of our 3 buddies that are going to be pulling up for this mock draft in the lobby right now. So hopefully he's ready for it, because obviously we are live. But I want to get an unbiased, annoying Bears fan take on. Was it Matt Stafford's fault for his lack of success in Detroit? There we go. Jesus Christ. Dad, what's up?
What is this picture?
The Bears.
What's going on, fellas? Glad to be back.
Glad to see you.
Welcome back to the show. What is your pick? You want to talk about that really quick? I think that's the guy from Pawn Stars.
Yeah, that's Rick Harrison. That's my dude.
You're a weird dude, man. You're coming in hot with the
coming
Bears.
In hot, man. Rodgers is gone, man. The world is good. Grass is a little bit greener.
Cab, how good does it feel to have the owner of your franchise?
Yeah, I was
finally
gonna say the owner's in New York now. How is he gonna run the franchise from there?
Listen, that guy sucked. First of all, he's got to go to the Jets, dude. Like, what are you talking about? He's living in Brett Favre's shadow, my guy. Like. Glad the witch is gone. Let's go. Cheese curds all the way. Fuck them.
Ding, ding. The witch is dead. Ding, ding. The witch is dead for Cab.
Oh, that's so
Cab,
funny.
The Bears might be back, though. I mean, they got the big bad wolf out of the division. They got the Lions are kind of creeping, right? A lot of buzz about the Lions, and the Vikings aren't a joke, but the Bears seem to have found their guy at quarterback. They got a lot of draft capital, and they still might end up getting Jalen Carter. What are your thoughts of the Bears situation right now? And are they going to be legitimate contenders in the division this year, or is it going to take a couple years?
First of all, I think the Bears have a lot of potential on the board this year. They got solid potential. Jalen Carter's on the board. Got the pick. I'm hoping he falls a little bit because of his situation and his pro day status and all that. But, our division right now is going to be a toss-up between the Bears and the Lions, in my opinion, because the Packers have Jordan Love. He's looking like a bust. He's living in Rodgers' shadow. There's nothing you can do with him. And then the Vikings, you got Kirk Cousins. That guy is just
Captain
lost.
Kirk, man.
Hey, he's real good at 1 o'clock, man.
You better not catch him at a noon kickoff on a Sunday.
No, man. He just likes to take his shirt off and wear some bling. I don't blame the dude.
He's low-key jacked, though.
Yeah, but he doesn't look like he's good at football, nor is he good at football. So he needs to go. He's old. But
the
Bears.
The defense sucks too. I do have a question just in reference. So I feel like it's a part of the Bears brand to have like a massive interior defensive lineman and big linebackers, and that's kind of seems like the way that you guys are running right now, with obviously targeting Carter, and then you guys had 2 massive linebacker signings in the offseason. Do you feel like that's kind of carrying the Bears brand a bit? And are you happy about that as a fan, even though those linebackers cost you an arm and a leg?
Yeah, man. Just monsters at the Midway are back. That's all I got to say. Back from the dead, just like the 85 Bears. Best football team. But first of all, the Bears, they're looking to build a powerhouse. Huge offseason for the signings, the linebackers and all that. It's looking great. Jalen Carter, he's looking like our guy, but it's the Bears will do what the Bears will do. They like to draft hometown. They might draft the guy from Northwestern. Who knows? The Bears are all over
Cab,
the place.
Would you prefer Jackson Smith and Jigba or Jalen Carter if they're both there at 9?
Honestly, Jalen Carter. He's a straight Georgia Bulldog. He's a dog. He's going to help build the monsters the Midway back up. So I'm ride or die with Jalen Carter. So
I think it's realistic that he falls that
does fall that far.
Yeah,
if the Lions don't snatch him before you.
Yeah,
the Lions. Oh, Dan Campbell likes his meatheads. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, he does like his meatheads. Cab, to get back to our Stafford and Rodgers comparison, and I think Carter will be joining here.
I'm gonna get Zach in here too, if that's cool. He just joined up. So Zach, how you doing, buddy?
What's up,
Zach?
How's it going?
Good. We're just arguing. Well, before you hopped onto the stream, Mark was slandering Matt Stafford per usual, and I had enough of it because he basically was saying, that he was a bust for Detroit. Our quarterback of nearly a decade was a decade
of loss and sadness and tragedy.
You can't put that all on him, though.
Look how well we're doing when we got rid of him.
Yeah, but look at the team. The team that we field now is probably the best team we've had in the last 5 years.
Yeah, because we got rid of him.
No
value. He gave it that. I'll give him that. He gave us the value that we have to actually have a functional franchise.
No one anticipated Jared Goff having such a good return to form when he came to Detroit, because they literally, he was a dead man walking when he was in Los Angeles. We basically, the only thing that people thought we won in that trade were the draft picks, the draft capital. And for him to be coached so well, and for the team to be, even though, they're not in the playoffs yet, and we haven't really done anything too noteworthy, like no division win or anything, but we are able to, I lost my train of thought. He improved in a way that I didn't see happening at all. I was calling this
surprised. He definitely surprised people.
I forgot to mention that when we were talking about the trade, is we got ourselves a quarterback that can win us games in that transaction for Stafford, along with all of the crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it's nuts.
The Jets won that. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, you could debate Stafford all you want, but at the end of the day, we're talking that Rodgers trade. When you compare the Stafford trade to the Rodgers trade, they had to give up way more to get Matthew Stafford, who I think we can all agree is not the same caliber player as Aaron Rodgers.
I will agree with that in a heartbeat.
Very much agree.
And I get he was younger and had more years to play, so I guess you take that into account. But the fact that they only had to give up what they had to give up to get a guy who's already won a Super Bowl, who is known for being one of the most clutch quarterbacks when it's time to win a game last drive. I mean, so many of those Jets games were close games. They won, 7 games last year? I mean, 4 or 5 of those games, they're there. And they have Zach Wilson leading them, or Mike White.
That was exactly Flacco. It. Is their defense
was
Rodgers? Yeah, their defense was top 5 in the league, no doubt about it, not even close. And then you have literally just incompetent quarterback room that isn't able to utilize.
You got the MILF hunter, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Did you see Rodgers? Yeah. Rodgers said Zach Wilson's gonna make my life hell at practice, but I'm gonna make it heaven off of the field. And a bunch of people responded and were like, does that mean Aaron Rodgers is inviting his mom to New York?
There is a play for Zach Wilson right now with all this happening. He did say he'd make Aaron Rodgers' life hell if a veteran quarterback came in, no matter who it was. You just bang his mom. That's the solution.
Oh no,
that's the solution.
Oh, man.
You go after Mrs.
That's
Rodgers. Yeah. Well, dude, we don't know anything about the Rodgers family anyway. I mean,
there's a lot of weird stuff there.
He's basically not a part of his family.
Just so the viewers know that this isn't completely out of left field, Zach Wilson was accused last season of having an affinity for older women. That seemed to be a regular thing around the Jets.
I mean, if you don't know that, you live under a rock. That was
I'm just bringing that up so that people are listening to the podcast and being like, "Why are we talking about Aaron?"
I mean, I think it happened. It's not a rumor; it happened, dude. I mean,
I'm almost certain it did. Yes, but look.
That was
Zach
the biggest
Wilson,
score of last season.
It probably was, because I was going to say Zach Wilson definitely has a list of attributes that none of them are related to him being good at quarterback, unfortunately, or having the affinity of his teammates, which is
I'm not giving up on Zach Wilson yet, John, believe it or not.
Maybe this is a pivotal growth year for him, and being able to learn under Aaron Rodgers is going to help him grow up, help him figure out some parts of playing at the NFL level. I'm not sure what the Jets plan on doing with him after Aaron Rodgers is no longer there. I mean, he'll
be for a 3rd and a 5th.
Yeah, probably something like that. So
he hasn't
even shown for that though.
Can I say something crazy?
Go for it.
Zach Wilson right now, as Zach Wilson is right now, as it stays, when you compare him, he's only 2 years in. When you compare to the draft that's about to happen tomorrow night, he would be the 2nd quarterback I would take off the board if he was in the draft tomorrow night, behind Bryce Young.
You think he's better than Stroud?
I would take him ahead of Stroud. I think he has more talent and more upside potential than Stroud, and the rest of the guys are behind him as well. So when you start thinking about that, and you let him develop behind one of the best of all time, or you trade him, like Zach said, and get some trade values for him. Like, it's not a bad situation to have Zach Wilson right now.
Man, I wish Carter was in the lobby to hear you say that, because
he might agree with me, actually.
No,
I will say he's not a loser in the situation at all. I think that the developmental prospect of having Aaron there is definitely a huge upside for him.
It could honestly save his career
if he could get his shit together in the next year or two. Yeah.
Because he just has to learn, dude, because the arm talent is ridiculous, dude. Zach Wilson had a more impressive, pro day and, NFL pre-draft situation than Will Levis and Anthony Richardson. The guy was making unbelievable throws on air.
Here's Carter. Perfect timing.
What's up, Ferris?
What's up, Ferris?
We got hot takes coming in. We need your opinion, okay? So I said that right now, because we're talking about the Rodgers trade and all this stuff. I said that right now, Zach Wilson, 2 years into his professional career, would be coming out of this year's draft. If he was draftable this year, I would take him the 2nd quarterback taken behind Bryce Young. What's your opinion on that?
No, no, because I'm a big Richardson guy.
Oh, I knew. Yeah, all right, but besides your crazy factor of Anthony Richardson,
simply as a baseline, what we've seen out of Wilson in 2 years is he simply can't make easy throws. All he can do is hit the home run ball. You know what I'm saying? And I think at a baseline for Richardson, he can do what Justin Fields is doing pretty easily. And I think I would just rather have what Justin Fields gives you right now over Wilson.
The best.
But do you think there's longevity in what Justin Fields gives you? Because
he
ran the ball a lot.
No, I don't think Fields is even that good, but look at what Hurts did taking a leap. And with Richardson, you're hoping he can take that kind of leap as a passer.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, but I just don't know if that's sustainable.
Wasn't he the one throwing balls off the ceiling at his pro day?
Yeah, today he was throwing it flat-footed 65 yards.
I think Richardson is so contingent on what organization he ends up with, because obviously all of the athletic ability and raw talent is there, and there's just question marks around accuracy and at times decision making, right? And look, people had similar questions on Malik Willis, and obviously the Tennessee Titans are not jiving with him as a prospect to develop whatsoever. So like if he goes to maybe a more mature organization where he has a veteran quarterback to develop under for a couple years, I think that he could be what everybody's hoping he is. But we've heard this story 1,000 times in the NFL, and the only times I've seen it work out as of late is pretty much Hurts and Josh Allen. And everybody else ended up, oh, look at all these, these physical attributes. He's got a cannon for an arm, et cetera, and then they end up just being busts, right? But Josh Allen,
there's a lot more busts. You're gonna miss a lot more often than you're gonna hit on a quarterback that's similar to Josh Allen, Will Levis, Anthony Richardson, because they do some great things and they look really, really good when you're watching them on air. And when they're throwing 65 yards on their knees or just flat-footed, like Carter's saying, it looks great. It sounds great. It's exciting, but it's all draft type nonsense. When you put on the film, does it always translate? No. And I don't think it translates for Anthony Richardson. I've watched film of him. I've seen some of the incredible plays he's made. Most of them are with his feet, which I don't know if he's going to be able to do against NFL defenses. He's, I just think that he's going to be flat out a bust. I just don't think that he will translate to the NFL world as well as people are thinking he's going to. And I don't think Will Levis will either. So I just don't think this is a great quarterback draft altogether. I think Bryson's the only guy that might be. I don't think they fall. I think someone will take them. I wouldn't take them, but I do think somebody will take Levis and Anthony Richardson probably in the top.
It's really interesting because last year, right, we talked about how it was a weak quarterback draft the entire time, right? And the draft actually showed that, right? Where all of the teams collectively were like, there's some prospects here. We're not going to reach on any of them, right? Kenny Pickett, who was the only rookie who actually ended up starting out of that group, was the only one taken in the first round. He was taken in the late first, and everybody
20th,
else
right?
was, I think 20th or 21st. And then the rest of the guys are second round, third round, fourth round, right? And to me, like, this quarterback class, with the exception of Young and Stroud, is pretty similar, right? Like, Hendon Hooker, Levis.
Well, they're starting to bash Stroud now. I mean,
well,
I know
right, and they're even saying, right, Stroud's too stupid to play quarterback, even though he did it at Ohio State for 4 years. And I mean, the stuff you hear the week going into the draft, it's so crazy. But
the Texans might not take a quarterback, John.
Well, that's what I'm getting at, is the fact that why is everybody just all of a sudden assuming that we have all these developmental prospects at quarterback, and it's going to be the polar opposite of last year, where all these teams are so desperate for a quarterback that all 5 of them are going to go in the top 10, right? Because you're hearing that. You're hearing that 5 quarterbacks are going to get drafted by top 10 or by 12, right? By the Texans' 12th pick, there will be 5 quarterbacks off the board. What if only 2 of these guys actually end up getting picked in the first round, and the rest of these guys just drop and drop and drop.
Fall,
yeah. Carter's shaking his head. Carter, I want to hear why this year's different. Right. I want to hear why this year's different.
I think these quarterback prospects are way better than last year. Kenny Pickett would have been, and I'm like a Kenny Pickett guy, and people think I'm crazy. He probably would have been the 5th quarterback drafted this year.
Yeah, that's true. Every year,
Kenny Pickett's the opposite, in my opinion, where his physical attributes are not great. 2 gloves, super small hands, not incredibly tall, but his mind works with an NFL. I mean, even in preseason, I was so impressed with how he was.
That's what I said, dude. When it comes to,
he adapted very
nailed
quickly.
it. You just nailed it on the head, John, without even realizing what you said. towards my argument about Anthony Richardson and Will Levis and these guys.
I'm in the middle on it.
The quarterback position is the one thing in sports where the value of their mind and what they're able to do up here is so much more important than what they're able to do with the arm or the legs. Okay. These guys in this year's draft have freak potential, okay, in terms of athleticism and their throwing power and all that stuff. There aren't a ton of cerebral giants at the quarterback spot in this draft. It's Bryce Young. He's the only guy that sees the field like a professional quarterback should and can. The rest of the guys have question marks. If you're able to teach these guys, great, but it's pretty rare that you're able to get a guy in the top 3 or 4 picks like this and flip them like that. Okay, Will Levis is going to struggle, especially if he's thrown into a starting role with the Colts or whoever the Colts take. Stroud is more ready, but I still think there's question marks there, and especially Richardson with his limited starts and not a ton of actual game experience in the SEC. I mean, he struggled against most SEC defenses. If we're being honest, he turned the ball over, he missed some throws. It's going to only get harder with NFL defenses, and he's a freak athlete. He's going to make some plays. He's going to look like, wow, this guy could do it. But it's the consistency factor. It's the mental factor of it. And that's why there's gigantic question marks where I would not bet everything on a guy like Will Levis or Anthony Richardson because I just don't think they have Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts or, Justin Herbert type comparisons, right? I mean, want to talk about arm talent? That's the only thing that you can compare. I don't think they have the same cerebral ability as those other guys. Ferris, Ferris looks like he's got something to say.
Yeah.
Well, I just disagree entirely on. I think there is no world in which Anthony Richardson's a bust. No world.
I'm so happy we have.
How is there no world?
He's better in the pocket. He's better in terms of moving within the pocket when he's under pressure than CJ Stroud.
Yeah, I can give him that, but that's not the only thing.
No, of course not. But if you're gonna say if you're gonna tier Stroud and Young, I think Young's the best quarterback.
I think it's Young, a little bit of a gap. Stroud, big gap. Than the rest.
I think it's
I
think it's a big gap between Young and Stroud.
I agree.
I think it's a significant gap between, and I think the NFL thinks similarly. It seems like if anyone's gonna fall, it's gonna be Stroud, which is kind of crazy. But yeah. I
hope he does. I hope he falls.
So before we get into this mock draft, I have 2 questions to kind of stir the pot. The first one is Stroud is there at 6. Does it make sense for the Lions to take him?
I prefer Richardson, but yes.
Carter says yes.
Dude, if the Lions take Richard, I will literally. Oh my god,
You're gonna hate it, and I'm gonna love
it. Mark might commit, bro.
I might commit Suey if they.
Come on.
Dude, we can't. That would ruin everything we have going.
What I'm looking forward to is just 6 months of the Lions fan base absolutely tearing each other apart if we take really any quarterback at 6, but especially Richardson at 6.
Yeah.
There's no immediate need for a quarterback, especially that high.
Exactly. We have a winning chance this year. You don't draft at 6 overall a guy for your future. That's like Jordan Love shit.
I'd rather trade our future away to go get Caleb Williams next year. He's a better prospect than all these guys. There's
some decent quarterback prospects next year besides Caleb Williams as well. I like Drake May. I like Drake May a lot too. But I just think, I think you worry about the quarterback situation later. Goff is enough to win you ball games. We've seen it. You have the pieces around you. I think you go get the best value. And I think the best value that's not a defensive back, I think you take at 6. If Jalen Carter's there, I think you take him. Will Anderson would be my first choice. I don't think he'll be there. I'm hearing Tyree Wilson and stuff like that. I wouldn't be
mad about
it. I'd rather him than Witherspoon. I don't want a defensive back at 6.
Trade back and grab Witherspoon if that's the. Yes, I'm not mad about Witherspoon. I would just prefer we get a second or third round pick and then grab Witherspoon with the Eagles pick at 10 or whatever. Carter, you have something you want to say? Sorry, we keep interrupting.
No. I have a few. One, there's no way that you can trade up for Caleb Williams next year because no one's going to trade the first pick. It's going to be like the Joe Burrow. There was no world where Cincinnati was trading. Trevor Lawrence, nobody's going to trade that first pick.
Unanimous number 1.
Yeah, he's going to be
another. What I texted you last night, Mark, is I think Goff and Alex Smith are comparable, right? Like when Alex Smith was doing well with the Chiefs, they felt they needed to upgrade the quarterback to actually make a Super Bowl push. And I think that's very similar to us. I don't think Goff is going to win it for us. So I think if we're really
maybe not, but
I think Goff could take us deep though, because I mean he was one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league last year.
Very low number of interceptions too.
Yeah,
I think he only threw like 9. And then I mean, granted that Super Bowl was a snooze fest, but he's been there, and he's probably the only guy on that roster right now that has been there. And I think he's finally hitting his stride. He looks like he's confident again, like 2016 Goff a little bit.
Look, man,
I think. Go ahead, John.
I was just gonna say, you complete 70% of your passes and you keep your touchdown to interception ratio at like 3-1 for an entire season. There's no reason, in my opinion, that Goff can't win a Super Bowl. That's just my
I will agree with Carter here, unbelievably, that it's rare that Goff will get you deep. He'll win you a lot of games, but if you want to win the big one, the Super Bowl, you got to have a guy. There's not many times where there's Super Bowl champions that don't have a guy at quarterback. You look at the history.
Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl.
Yes, and you can name and Trent Dilfer too. And there's like 2 or 3 other times in the history.
Dilfer's dimes, bro.
So I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's not likely. I do agree we have to upgrade at quarterback to win the Super Bowl, but I don't think You're basically saying though, Carter, with that take, I agree that we do need to upgrade there, but this isn't the year to do it because there isn't a guy to do it. Richardson is not Mahomes, and we don't have the development at quarterback or Andy Reid on our staff to see Anthony Richardson as Mahomes and then make it actually happen. You know what I mean? Like that's just, I think that's a stretch. You know, if Caleb Williams was in this draft, it's a different story, but he's not. And I think you take the best available and then you just see if Goff can do it. I mean, he has been there, like Zach said, you know, and the Rams we have probably a better roster now than that Rams roster the year that they lost to the Patriots.
Totally. I agree with that. Yeah.
It's close, but I think overall
less star power for us. Better maybe overall roster, but they have
better. I think we have a better overall roster.
Best ability is availability, right? I think we have a lot of depth in a lot of areas. Last thing I'm gonna mention before we go to this mock draft, because I got to stir the pot. Darnell Washington. Carter, we have publicly. There's Twan. What's up, Twan? How you doing, buddy?
What up, bro?
We have publicly slandered Carter without the ability for him to defend himself, talking about Darnell Washington.
When was this?
Somebody didn't tune in on last week's episode.
I dropped your name
I dropped your name and everything, Ferris.
Who was it with the receiver from Michigan that went to Michigan, Dave Baldwin?
Yeah, it was towards the end of the episode.
The one episode I don't watch, I catch strays, huh?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I dropped your name. I exposed you for texting me that Washington is quote unquote stiff and doesn't move well.
He doesn't. He has no ability to run the route tree. Why? Like, how do you not?
Do we need to pull up the highlights again?
I'm not saying he's like the most fluent guy in the world, but his potential to get more fluent is there. He blocks well already. He has great hands. And he's gigantic and fast.
You're getting a 6 offensive lineman first, and then you're getting a mismatch in every passing situation.
I mean,
right? He's fast in a straight line, but he has absolutely no wiggle.
But speed doesn't matter when you're 6'7", Carter.
No.
I mean, Gronk didn't have a ton of wiggle. Gronk didn't have a ton of wiggle.
If you're drafting him to be a lineman who can catch maybe 3 passes a game.
That's all the Lions.
If he picks up a 3rd and 5, that's cool, man.
I think he could be. I think Darnell Washington could be an absolute red zone nightmare. You spread him out wide, you throw him jump balls, you throw him a slant. His frame's gigantic. It's hard for a 6-foot corner to get his arm in there and break it up. He's strong. He has, I think he's a project and doesn't have a lot of wiggle yet. But I think you're giving him a little bit, I don't think you're giving him enough credit. I mean, if you watch his film at Georgia, he was the second best tight end on that team, only because the guy ahead of him is probably the best tight end prospect we've ever seen. Yeah. And I mean, he still produced and he's a block first guy. That's fine. I love that. So is Kittle. I would love to see Darnell Washington come into the league and just rip everybody up.
Carter, I love that visceral reaction and then like agreement. Like you're like, and then you're like, nah, you're right.
Okay, because I get once I thought it through maybe, but he will never have a receiving season like Kittle's average receiving season ever.
But I guess the teams that are drafting
and the right team, I think
you can be like high volume tug in like the red zone, like Mark said.
I will bet you any amount of money that he will.
You know what his pro comp is, honestly, and I know in the past
Mercedes Lewis.
Yes, I was gonna say Mercedes Lewis.
Obviously,
okay, but he'll be better, I think.
Yeah,
and hey, if you're getting Mercedes Lewis, that's not bad. If you're taking him late first, early second round, which is probably where he's
Mercedes
go,
Lewis
right?
is a consistent, long, veteran NFL tight end who does a lot for you.
He's been in the league for what 12 years or however long.
I think Washington's upside is even more.
Shit, we got Twan in here now too. Let's
go.
go.
Hey,
why do I look like this?
Because you're ugly.
No, my face looks like.
Well, dude, like lift your
Zoid,
camera.
Dude.
There you go.
Yeah, Zoid.
All right, we got 6 dudes here.
Cab, are you scared to come on camera, or what are you doing right now?
I don't
you
have a
like,
webcam.
Oh,
I don't have a webcam.
Do you
are you naked right now? True or false? You're butt naked. You're hanging brain.
Negative, sir.
Hey,
Right.
John, you like Kincaid, right?
I'm not participating.
Me? Yeah, I like Kincaid better.
That's fine. You can just hang out
Mayor.
and judge our picks. Twan's not going to do the mock draft because he says he doesn't know jack shit.
I don't know it, and I'm drafting.
I don't know what the hell is happening either.
I don't even know what you mean by like drafting.
So you just pick a team. Like for example, I'm doing the Lions.
Mark's
doing
got
the
Lions. I will do the Saints. Carter's got Eagles. Cab has got Bears. Zach has got Green Bay.
I'll go Pack.
And then Twan, do you want anybody?
You just basically do the picks for him.
Yeah,
it'll show you who's available.
Let's go, Twan. Come on.
You got nothing to lose, bud.
Except your.
I'll throw $5.
What's Twan's Dab's betting on a mock draft? What does that even mean? You degenerate?
No, he's just offering to pay Twan $5 to do it. I'm pretty sure.
No, I'm gonna take 5 of his dollars. I'm gonna wipe him on
so you are betting.
Yeah. Yeah,
Chad,
our draft
I'll
picks
whoop
work.
your ass, bro.
Dude, you're a Zoid, man. Look at you.
So who do we want to give Twan? Let's give Twan like the Texans or somebody with a lot of picks.
Give him the Bears.
Cap's got
if
the
you
Bears.
give me the first pick,
Cab
I'm taking AR-15. So
yeah,
no
done. Lock it in.
Way.
No, I'm not. I'm not taking Panthers.
Carter's been in your brain.
Lock it in.
Let's
Twan,
go,
Twan. Who's your favorite non-Lions team?
let me look.
The Vikings.
Chargers
Low
or
key,
Vikings?
dude. Low key, either the Eagles because I love Jalen. The Chargers. I'll take the Chargers, maybe.
Okay.
Give him the
Twan.
Chargers.
Here we go.
Let's
Chargers.
draft, baby.
Let's go.
Twan, you're the biggest Vikings fan out of any Lions fan I know.
I do like the Vikings too, actually.
Twan loves the Vikings.
Y'all, yeah, that's not okay. Okay,
Vikings are a strong man.
This is going to be way too much effort to do trades, so no trades whatsoever.
That's
for
fair.
Any of us.
That is
I'm
fair.
not doing that.
Wait, so do I take
Mark,
the best player on the board?
You can't.
You can, or
but you can like John can change positions. You know, he can look at
yeah.
offense,
If you want particular positions to address certain needs, I can filter for that for you.
Right. And you're
Mark,
you're drafting just for
you
the
are on the
Chargers.
clock, and Will Anderson is on the board for the Lions currently. So
Are you serious? I mean,
He
yeah,
will.
no brainer.
He will be.
It went
You
Bryce
think
Young.
he'll be there?
He'll be
Dude.
there tomorrow. I
Dude,
would bet a lot of
Bijan
money.
Robinson got taken 3rd overall. There's
Oh, damn
no
it.
way in
There
hell.
goes my pick.
There's no way. Anyways, CJ Stroud, Tyree Wilson, and then somehow, some way, Will Anderson is available.
I feel bad for
Yeah.
whoever goes number 4, man.
I'm taking
Colts are
Will
a nightmare
Anderson,
right
no
now.
brainer.
Okay, Anderson, no brainer.
Wow, that's
Cab,
ballsy.
you're up next at 9.
Oh, that's am I on the
Duh,
clock?
Bears.
Your options are well, if you're taking top, we got Christian Gonzalez, Will Levis, Broderick Jones, Devin Weatherspoon.
No
Jesus
Jalen
Christ,
Carter
Miles
there for
Murphy.
you, Cab.
No Jalen
Oh,
Carter there
man.
for you.
They got
Smith
us
and
good,
Jigba's
huh?
there.
JSN is there.
Oh,
The receiver from Ohio State and Jigba.
oh yeah, he's a dog. He's good.
He's there. I mean,
Yeah, we'll take him. Let's go with him. We need receivers. Let's bump
that's
him
Fields'
up.
boy. That's Fields'
What are you talking about?
teammate.
You got Claypool.
Yeah, he's a bust.
They got DJ Moore
Yeah,
too.
Claypool.
DJ Moore's a dog. let me
Moore's
tell
a
you.
dog. Moore's a dog.
Yeah.
Carter, you are up at 10.
Witherspoon.
That's a great pick for the Eagles, honestly.
That's a
Eagles.
realistic pick for them too. I know
Yeah,
the Eagles are high on him.
Well, he fills in for CJ Gardner-Johnson too
Yeah.
with his departure. It's a very similar aggressive nickel corner. All right, at Green Bay, Zach.
Is Zach Cruz on the board? I'll take him.
Who?
What?
I don't know who that is. He's in the first name on this
The
article
tight
I
end
found.
from Old Dominion or whatever.
Oh, I got you. That would be an early pick though. I'd probably I would pick.
Is that a reach?
Yeah, that would be a
Wait,
reach.
go to tight
this
ends.
early. But you got Dalton Kincaid's on the board, who's him or Michael.
Although, dude, you never know. The Packers could totally do something like that, where they just like a tight end.
I am Brian Gutekunst, bro.
Yeah.
Give me Kincaid then or whatever.
Let's go. I like.
Hey, where the hell are the Chargers?
You're
21.
21. They're middle of the pack, Twan. That's what happens when the Chargers choke a 30-point lead in the first round of the playoffs.
You're up at 18.
Sad.
I got 2 picks before Twan's got 1. Sad. I'm considering receiver here because of J-Mo's dumbass. Actually, I'll give credit to Twan. He called that. Carter, he called it too. Twan last year said, I love J-Mo if he can stay out of trouble long enough to not get kicked out of the league.
To be fair, Twan said he was going to go to jail.
That's true. That is true.
He's on his way, though.
Oh, my God.
Because he made a bet.
Trust me.
Okay,
dude.
let me see here.
Can
you go to tight ends, John?
Yeah. You got Michael Mayer, Darnell Washington.
Sitting there at 40th overall. No, I'm sorry. Go to defense.
Yes, sir.
I like Miles Murphy a lot, actually, but I think
you just grabbed Anderson. That wouldn't be fair.
I know.
Taking a look at DT, you got your guy Brian Breezy, and then Kalijah Cansey and Mozzie Smith. Mozzie might be a little bit of a reach, but honestly, him and Aleem McNeil would be kind of disgusting together. So I don't know.
That would be tight end again. I'm going to take a tight end. I think Mayer. Mayer's there. I'm going to take Mayer.
Okay. Twan, you're up.
All right. Did they sign Eckler back, or what's the deal?
No,
not yet.
He's probably going to get traded draft day, if I had to guess.
He's going to the Bears.
All right. Well, we're gonna assume that he's getting traded. Ass out. Go to the running backs.
Okay. Gibbs.
Give me Gibbs.
That's a good. I think he's going to go in the first round. I seriously think he's going to go in the first round.
Oh,
Gibbs
for sure.
is a stud. He's the Kamara. He's such a Kamara, dude. He's such a Kamara comp.
I hope the Chargers draft a receiver.
Speaking of, I'm here with the Saints. I'm going to go. Let me take a look at edge rushers.
This is a big year for the Saints, John, in the draft because
it is. Because here's the thing: is Cam Jordan's going to leave next year, and I think they also need to address corner and offensive line in this draft. So
they still have Lattimore, though.
Is AK going to jail yet or no?
I think he is this year.
Yeah, I think he is, but
I know he wasn't
which
even
is why they signed
on trial for a minute.
What about Mixon?
Oof.
Is he going to jail?
No,
Mixon's somehow
gonna be fine.
Mixon has a crazy track record and doesn't somehow is still in the league.
They might cut him. They might cut him.
He's got issues, dude.
I'm actually gonna take, which this is a little bit. I was not expecting to take this guy as the Saints here, but I think Kalijah Cansey's there. Cam Jordan's not gone yet, so you can always address edge later in this draft or next year. And Cansey has a very unique ability to rush from the interior on third down. I think that would be pretty electric for the Saints, so that's what I'm going to go with.
Hey, John, is Michael Thomas going to play this year?
Oh God, I hope not. Honestly,
over under 5 games.
Honestly, I would celebrate like it's the Super Bowl if they traded his ass during the draft. I swear to God, I am so over it and his freaking ankle.
He's kind of so good when he plays, though.
Who's gonna want him,
dude?
He's
I don't
so
even
good.
know. I would take a third round pick.
I would take him to Detroit right now. He's so good.
I would take him to Chicago.
Ferris, you're up at third.
No dip because Chicago has no receivers.
No dip.
DJ Moore, brother.
There's no way he's going to be here tomorrow night, but I'll take Zay Flowers. There's no way he's here.
I have no
Carter loves Zay Flowers. Carter, I will agree with you. I've watched more of his tape.
He's a stud.
He is. Yeah, he is. He might be the first receiver taken.
I think he's going to New England.
Yeah, he might be the first or second receiver taken.
Yeah, he's good.
I guess the Chargers don't have any fucking draft picks.
Saints are back.
We gave Twan. That's because they traded him. He did trade a bunch of picks.
Also, you just wanted to chill out and commentate on our picks in the first place, and now I don't. Okay, so
now he's mad.
So I was originally going to go edge here with this 40th pick with Cansey, but Darnell Washington's still on the board. the Saints need offensive line help. Why not take the offensive lineman that can also catch passes?
And that way, Taysom Hill can just play quarterback.
Are you
all
taking?
year.
There you go.
You took Washington.
I just took
Wait,
Washington.
Ferris, don't the Eagles need a RB?
They signed the dude from Seattle. What's his name?
Oh yeah.
He's good when he's healthy.
Plus, I think I could rush for 5 yards a carry behind.
DL, John.
I'm pretty sure me and Ferris could rush for 5 a carry behind the Eagles.
I would have taken Bijan at 10.
Yeah, but he got picked 3rd somehow. That would be such
he
a
is
reach.
a generational talent, dude. Bijan's the best.
It's true, but the Cardinals would get absolutely dragged if they took him 3rd
top
overall.
3 players in this draft, like
easy
positions aside, it's
Jalen Carter.
It's Will Anderson.
No.
Number 1. Number 2 is Jackson Smith and Jigba. And I would say
I would
put Bijan Robinson as my 3rd overall. Positions aside, then Bryce Young.
Cool.
Jalen Carter's the best player in the draft.
No.
Zach.
AR.
Oh, we'll go inside. We'll go tackle.
Jay Carter.
You're going to go. You want defensive tackle. Mozzie Smith is the highest on the board. And I think that's a steal.
We'll take Mozzie.
For sure.
Mark. I think Will Anderson's going to be there at 6.
And sorry, Zach, you have yet another pick because you took the
because you think
pick.
AR is going to go and Levis
safety.
No, I think Will Anderson's not going in like the top 5 picks.
Sidney Brown from Illinois is there. And then you got Jordan Battle, who's the second one at Alabama, but he's pretty damn good too.
What about DB?
You got DJ Turner from Michigan.
Zach,
you got Clark Phillips.
What was that, Mark?
I forgot how many picks the Packers had, dude. You're like the pick master right now.
Just wait until you get to the 7th round, and you have like 4
insane.
7th round picks. Anyways, here's your CB board. DJ Turner, Brent, Clark Phillips, who Mark and I are both pretty high on.
I'll take the Battle guy.
Okay. Jordan Battle from Alabama.
He's good. He's a good.
There's
not a ton of good safeties in this draft. There's only a few at the top.
Mark,
some help.
Lions are picking at 48, and Clark Phillips is on the board.
I do like that a lot.
He's pretty low down the depth chart.
Go to linebackers though.
Yeah.
Come on, Hank. Hendon Hooker.
With the 48th overall.
Yes.
Hell no.
Want AR?
Hell no.
Drew Sanders is on the board, Mark.
Yeah, that surprises me, but Henley's also really good. I like Ivan Pace a lot too.
Yeah, but Pace is like a 3rd round pick. Not a 2nd round pick.
Yeah, give me Henley.
Okay, I like that. Yeah,
I don't worry about where PFF or whatever the hell they rank them, dude. And neither does Brad Holmes.
That's facts.
Huh?
Brad Holmes just goes and gets dogs. Chicago's on the board.
Chicago's on the board, Cab. The Chicago Kid.
Go to the old lineman, eh?
OT or interior? Probably OT, I'd guess.
I would say OT.
Protect Fields.
I like the OT from Georgia. I'm gonna go Warren McClendon.
Oh, big McClendon.
That's a good pick in my opinion. Chargers are up. Twan.
Twan's not in.
Twan dip.
No,
we got
Twan, you're.
Oh.
Is he in or
Twan, are you
in or what?
I'm in.
You're on the board here.
You're on
it's
the
your
board,
pick.
Chicken steak kid.
He doesn't know any of these players, mind you.
Oh, I know Jalen Hyatt.
No, he knows these players.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah, Jalen.
Wait, go to defense. Or no,
that
go to
wouldn't
offense.
be a bad pick for the Chargers, low key.
Okay, you got
that wouldn't
Jalen
be a bad
Hyatt,
pick. Although
Cedric
I'm not
Dillon.
Jalen Hyatt. I think's a bust. I think he's just a burner.
Wait. Go to
It's the second
offensive
round,
tackle.
though.
They could use a receiver though.
Give me the best offensive tackle to protect Herbie.
He's good. He
is.
Get him a
I think he's kind of a sleeper.
No, he's got 2 good ones. I need protection.
Mark at 55. Jalen Hyatt is on the board currently, and then you got Drew Sanders.
Jalen Hyatt is the one receiver that I wouldn't draft. And there's a good group of receivers that I like. He's the one that stands out that I don't like.
I do want to say Keanu Benton's on the board. Similar to the whole Mozzie Smith, Aleem McNeil combo, then you also got Benton
Go to receivers because I gotta solve
like,
this JMO situation. Give me A.T. Perry, no doubt.
Oh, that's big. Dude, if A.T. Perry goes to the Lions, I'm gonna lose it. Just saying. I think he's so slept on.
I love this receiver draft, dude. There's like so many 3rd and 4th round talent guys that are gonna be like legitimate NFL receivers.
Cab at 61.
Cab is on the board.
Mark,
let me go with the defense. You don't mind, sir?
Yep.
What'd you say, Carter?
Do you like DJ Turner? Because I've seen.
I do like DJ. I do like.
He
DJ
might go
Turner.
in the 1st round. I've seen.
Well, I don't know about that. It's 1st or 2nd round. I like a few guys ahead of him, but he's up there.
Like I like Clark Phillips better than Turner,
I love
personally.
Clark Phillips.
Yeah.
DJ Turner
and I love Tomlinson out of TCU too. Those are my 2 favorite guys and I do like Joey Porter.
I like Turner. I like Turner more than Porter.
I like Porter a little bit more, but Turner's. I mean, I put him right there in like my 4th or 5th best corner.
Cab, also Anudike Uzuma is pretty killer. He's pretty slept on. I think he should have actually been a 1st round draft pick, not the
UFC fighter.
Ferris.
Wrestler, I think.
He's comparing him to like the UFC fighter that has a different spelling of his name. That's how Cab's mind works.
We're gonna go with CJ Uzama.
Yeah.
Uzama.
He's on the CJ Uzama is on the Jets. And
I think he's saying. Are you saying the guy that I just said?
Felix. Let me take Felix.
For those watching, Cab
Back
is
on the board.
Cab is a little bit off.
Cab can't
Carter
in his brain.
Carter's
frozen right now.
Guy.
Of course, Carter's.
Yeah, I'll pick for him. Give him the Michigan guy. He's a Michigan guy at heart.
He probably would
cry.
like.
He'll literally cry if you take.
He will
pick
cry
away.
if we take his pick. That's true.
I don't care. I like people.
Twan, aren't you in the same house as him?
Yeah, I had to turn my Wi-Fi off.
Maybe walk into his room.
Carter's so frozen right now. Here, I'm just gonna kick him, and hopefully he'll figure it out. Just tell him to rejoin.
Twan, go to his room and just say, "Who do you want?" You guys live in the same house.
Yeah, I just yelled at him.
Thanks for muting yourself.
That was nice. Are you drinking a Slurpee there? A big gulp?
Yeah, dude.
Gulping that thing down.
Yeah.
No dip.
Looks like
Mark, really quick, did you even post the flyer that I made for this particular episode today?
No, I have not. I have not.
Oh, bad.
Do me at least post it tonight. I mean, while we're waiting for Carter to come back, maybe.
Well, we're gonna have to add Caden to it anyway.
Look, the Lions don't pick for another like 30 picks. Here we go. Carter's back.
I was here.
Carter, Ferris, what is up with you?
He kicked me. I was in.
I kicked you because you were frozen.
No, you were.
I know.
You were frozen.
Is Benton still there? I can barely see the board.
Yes, he is.
Where you going?
Last I checked. Yeah, Keanu Benton's still on the board.
I'll take Benton.
You are?
That's a good pick, especially for the Eagles.
Oh, no,
I like
you're
that a lot.
No.
Chicago gets back on the board.
Yep,
Dude,
Bears
Chicago's
on the board.
Got so many picks.
We go back to the defense.
Turner's there, Cab.
Nah, Aaron, I don't like that.
That's a good player.
He's a good player.
When's my next pick? Damn it.
We go to the corner. Actually,
Chargers have like 3 picks total. Twan,
yeah,
what are you doing with that big gulp, dude?
We'll take the Michigan guy, yeah?
All right, DJ Turner.
DJ Turner, fastest guy in the draft.
Yeah,
fastest
good
guy
job,
in the draft.
Cab.
Yeah,
Why isn't Cab an NFL GM yet?
I don't know. It's been okay. So who did I take at this point? I got Kalijah Cansey and I got Darnell Washington to the Saints. So Clark Phillips is right there. I feel like that's a no-brainer. I'm taking Clark Phillips.
I'm gonna stop telling you who I like, John, because every mock draft you take the people I like.
That's not true. We just have come to similar conclusions because we've done our due diligence. Green Bay's on the board, Zach.
Go to wideouts.
Yes, sir.
They do need some.
Dude, they need a quarterback.
There's still some good receivers in this draft.
We'll give Jordan Love a year.
Jonathan Mingo's on the board right now. Just saying.
All right, send
Dude,
it. Let's go for
Tank Dell. Tank Dell is like
Also,
Canary's
wait, is Tank Dell on the board?
Yeah, but
Is that
his name isn't. It's
Nathaniel?
Nathaniel Dell, but he goes by Tank.
Oh,
You know you're good if your name's Nathaniel and you go by Tank.
it. Yeah, I was gonna say, give me the dude that calls himself Tank.
yeah. Mark doesn't apply that logic to Tank Bigsby though, because he's a
No,
hater.
because his name's actually Tank. At least Nathaniel earned the nickname.
I do not think
born
Tank
into
Bigsby's actual name is Tank.
I think it is, dude. I think it is.
Lions at
Someone fact
81,
check me
Mark.
there. Can you go to? I already took a receiver.
Sam
Go
Laporta's
to.
on the board.
Is he
Still.
actually?
Yeah, he's still on the board.
Kind of wish.
No way he gets taken in the 3rd round in the actual draft.
No, I kind of wish I didn't take Mayer. I should have taken probably an interior D lineman instead, and then got him now. But
there is all the good interior D linemen are kind of
kind of.
Ivan Pace is still on the board.
Yeah,
This
but
is
I already,
where you would take
I already
him.
took a linebacker though.
Yeah, but Brad Holmes is a double dipper when he feels like there's a problem
That's true.
area.
That's true. Go to corner again.
I don't think Stevenson will be
No.
there on draft night.
Who?
Tyreek.
Stevenson.
I've seen Stevenson might go in the 1st round.
Maybe. I'm not crazy about him. I see Tomlinson still down there at 125 though. He's gonna be a freak. Go to D tackle again, John. I think I got to take a D tackle. I got to get someone inside. Give me Roy at LSU.
Yes, sir. All right, Chargers are up. Twan, all your
Twan, welcome back to the show.
Twan. Yeah, welcome
Receiver,
back.
Twan. Receiver.
Yeah, let me see some WR. Who the hell?
Jaden Reed, your boy.
First guy that jumps out at me is Jonathan Mingo yet again.
Carter was in love with Kayshon Boutte during the season. He had like 2 catches all year.
He's no good. Listen, Twan, Parker Washington is a stud.
Let me see some more. Scroll down.
And also Charlie Jones, white boy.
Mario Douglas.
Nope, we're gonna have to scroll back up.
Okay.
Ronnie Bell's down there. You love Ronnie Bell.
You know what? We're gonna go with Jaden Reed.
Jaden Reed's gonna get picked higher than people think. I'm telling you.
I think so too.
He's a speed demon.
And I was about to
so
say,
good.
I hate State, but he's a speed demon.
Yeah, me too.
He was the MVP at this Reese's Senior Bowl this year.
Carter, you're up. Oh, I see a name that's on the board right now that I feel like is.
I know what it is. Tank.
Carter's not in it.
Carter's out.
Oh, why is Carter out again? Hey,
yeah, I'll pick for him again. Don't worry.
There he is. He's
I'm
in.
here.
He's in.
Sam Laporta. If he's there, that's crazy.
Yep. Yeah, there's no way he's falling.
No way. No way.
Where do you keep going, bro?
Dude, my Wi-Fi is bad. Okay.
Yeah, I had to turn mine off. I'm on my LTE.
Gab, you're up.
The Chicago kid is on the clock.
Worst case, Carter could just walk into the living room and sit next to Twan.
I'm in my bug.
Yeah, you guys can hold hands too.
Or you guys could lay in bed together.
Yeah, but I
And
only
just
want to hold,
pause.
bro.
Dude,
Hey,
where's
Zach,
Steve?
just so you know, Kuntz is still on the board too. So if you want to grab him whenever Green Bay has a pick, which is
Zach
relatively soon.
Kuntz.
Kuntz.
It's Kuntz.
Pronounce that right.
Oh, poor Zach.
This is an explicit episode. Sorry.
Oh, definitely. Well,
Rated
anyways,
R.
Cab, we're waiting for you, buddy.
This
Oh,
ain't no.
sorry guys. I was looking at the draft
Guard.
picks.
I can't. Who doesn't have a freaking camera on their laptop?
All right, let's give you
2023?
Tank Bigsby.
There we go, Cab. There we go. Using his noggin, drafting a running back.
Idiot.
Finally, Cab, you use that noggin.
We don't need a running back. We got Justin Fields.
No dip.
He's got a point.
That's
Fair.
true.
All right, Saints are picking.
Need another tight end.
I like Roshan Johnson out of Texas. The fact he's not, I think he's going higher than this too. That's ridiculous.
He's stuck in the shadow of Robinson.
Yeah,
you
he's
know?
super stuck in the shadow. Zach, you're up, and I'm not gonna say his last name apparently.
Is homeboy still available or no? Oh yeah, he's right there. Let's grab him.
He's there.
Yeah,
Twan,
yeah,
what's
yeah.
his name? How do you say it, Twan?
Zach Kuntz.
Good job,
dude. I'm so excited for all the parents who are like all excited for Brady to come onto the stream, and they're like, "Oh, let's see what the rest of this show's about."
Well, there's an explicit warning. It always is. You never know.
Charges.
It's just a classic, mispronunciation of a name.
Yeah,
let's go defense.
Okay.
Ferris, your hair's on point today.
Did you? No, it's not. I just played basketball. Twan, did you draft a receiver?
Yeah.
Yeah, he drafted Jaden Reed, your boy.
Wait,
Justin Herbert's the best quarterback
Carter.
in the league. Yeah.
Carter, I need help. Phone a friend.
Phone a GM friend.
Byron Young is good from Alabama. I don't know anyone else listed.
Yeah.
Yep, Byron.
I don't know anyone else.
You know that whoever Carter said Twan was taking.
Yeah, literally.
He's the bust.
Chicago was on the clock.
Oh.
Yeah.
Chicago's got like 3 picks. Still.
Like
throwback to when Cab did his first fantasy draft in the in my league a few years ago, and he was like, "Yeah, so I'm just gonna take like 5 quarterbacks. Is that cool?"
Zach took a kicker first overall.
No way.
Or no, a defense. The Bills defense.
Mm-hmm.
If you do that and still like win in the league, that's actually the biggest.
I'm pretty sure that Zach Googled like who to pick in the top of the fantasy draft, and I think he like picked like a satire account.
My mother gave me a packet of like moves to make, and it said like, I shit you not, like the 7th or 8th like play to make was like pick a defense early, and I was like, all right.
I don't know about that.
Oh,
hey, the Bills defense is good though. Did it work out for you, Zach? How did you finish in that league?
Oh, I don't care about fantasy football, so I was dead last. I was 4 out of 4.
Zach is a notorious play for the first 4 weeks of the season and then not update his roster the rest of the season. Yeah. Cad, have you come up with the selection?
Yeah, we're gonna go with Emil. We like them SEC boys. They're dogs down there.
Who?
Emil.
Emil what?
Oh, Emil Akiyor Jr.
Like what?
Chicago is on the clock.
Did you just take back-to-back running backs, or is he? Oh, no, he's a guard.
No, he's a guard. He's a guard.
I was like, what is good?
Let me go overshown. Texas.
Playing out of Texas.
I'm excited to move down to Texas.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Riggins.
Another pick for the Bears.
Next.
Oh, Saints.
Oh, Saintsy, gonna go
the
wide
Bears,
receiver.
Dude, the Bears are loaded in picks too, man.
They're every other pick.
Yeah, literally.
That's
what happens when you give up number 1.
Okay, Kendrick Miller's a good player.
Mark, you're gonna get mad at me, but I think I'm gonna have to go Parker Washington here. I'm between him or Demario Douglas.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, Washington's a no-brainer. Sorry.
How is Michael Wilson still on the board?
Chicago is on the clock.
Cav's got like literally so many picks, it's insane.
Mark, take Michael Wilson,
here, gentlemen.
Yeah, I've had 3 picks.
Michael Wilson.
Twan, Twan was like the last minute addition to the stream. He wasn't even gonna pick, and now he's
who's Michael Wilson? Where is Michael Wilson?
Where are you seeing Michael Wilson?
He's from Stanford. Go to receivers or offense.
Oh, there he is. Okay,
dude, he has injuries, but he's a really good player.
Wait, did Carter just select for Cab?
I didn't mean to. I wasn't trying to.
He was just talking about
taking Michael Wilson.
He's really good, but he's been injured. He's really
good.
What the fuck?
Great minds think alike.
Sorry,
Zach,
good.
You're up.
I wasn't trying to.
Let's go inside O-line.
That's a good move. That's a very Green Bay move at this point in the draft, I feel like. Oh, also, John Gaines is available as center. I can't show center and guard at the same time for whatever reason, even though I feel like
we should maybe go center if Bakhtiari's on the sideline a lot of the year now, so Can you go to guards?
Ferris is pre-gaming right now, boys.
Yep.
Are you serious?
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think of this Voorhees guy? You know anything?
Yeah, Mark, I'm drunk.
He's pretty good.
Ferris is drunk with these picks, dude.
Sending it. All right, Mark, you're about to be up.
All right. Go. What round are we in right now?
We are in the 5th round, I believe. Yes. So we're almost there, guys.
I got 4 picks in the 7th, man. What am I gonna do?
Can you go to running backs?
Yes, I can. I think Chase Brown is still available, and so is Ty Spears.
I like Peoples more than both of those guys. So I'm gonna wait and get Peoples later, and I'm gonna go quarterbacks. Oh, your guy's there. John's hey Carter. John is so high
on Dorian Thompson-Robinson,
and I don't get it.
I am
as a late round pick, obviously, like a 5th, 6th round pick.
John, you got that from Brett Coleman, didn't you?
Not gonna say nothing about it.
Yeah, he's
of course he did.
He's good. He's good.
Hey, dude, can you go to guard, John?
Yeah,
Brett Coleman's the best.
I've been trying to get Mark on the Brett Coleman train for a minute, and he just doesn't watch any YouTube recommendations.
Brett Coleman knows ball. He knows.
Oh, absolutely.
He knows ball.
Give me Braden Daniels from Utah.
Yes, sir.
He's working for the Chargers right now.
He is. Speaking of, Twan, you're on the board.
Speaking of the Chargers, on the clock.
Come on, Twan.
Booby Miles. Go to offense.
Okay.
Hey, draft a quarterback.
Go to tight end.
Behind Herbie?
No, put
Luke Schoonmaker on the board.
Oh yeah, easy.
He's making some shoons.
He won't be there.
Do you think Herbert likes Schoon? Yeah, we like Schoonmaker.
We like Schoonmaker.
Dude, they have Jaden Everett.
No,
Gerald Everett.
Jaden
Everett was my old coach actually at Central.
Give me Kincaid for the Chargers. Kincaid.
Oh, okay. In reality, got it.
In an alternate universe, yeah.
Yeah. Go back to running. Let me see. Go back to running backs. I'm tempted to take a running back, even though we have Swift and Montgomery.
No, I would 100%.
If
you're the Lions right now,
yeah. Do the Eagles not have any picks? Where are the Eagles?
I think they gave up a lot of their picks.
They have no picks. This is insane.
How many picks are in the NFL draft?
256.
What?
More than the Eagles have by a lot.
32 picks a round typically, Twan. 7 rounds. Go to
quick.
Give me Cameron Peoples.
All right.
App State. Dude runs hard.
No idea who that is.
Carter, you want to watch some of his tape? Dude runs hard. Never goes down first contact.
I told you about Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers, Mark.
I'm going John Gaines.
John Bones Jones.
A little bit.
The Rams have so many picks.
No, dude, the Eagles might not have another pick.
Did you say the Rams have so many picks?
No, the Rams gave up a lot.
The Rams have like nothing.
They have
the Eagles
80 times.
Yeah, they gave up all their early picks.
You're back on the board, Mark.
Damn. Go to go to linebackers.
Yeah, dude, we have nobody at linebacker.
Well, I drafted a guy earlier.
You drafted
Hey, can you search a player?
Yeah. Troy?
Yeah, give me Troy Brown.
I don't think he's on here.
Jake Moody?
Right, well, I'm taking Troy Brown. Hypothetically, he should be on here.
So we'll just pick some random guy at the bottom of the depth chart.
Jake Moody.
London Harris, you are a Detroit Lion.
Yeah, I'm picking
Jake
Troy
Moody.
Brown. Troy Brown's a freak, dude. They're doing him dirty, not on here.
You have another pick, Mark. This is insane.
No way.
Troy Brown.
Go to
Dorian Thompson-Robinson is still on the board right now.
Take him, Mark.
Go to receivers real quick. I want to just check and see if there's anyone that I like left. Little sleepy. Go back to quarterback. Give me Duggan.
Sean Clifford.
Give me Max.
I hate you.
Heart of a Lion. Owns Michigan. Come on.
Whatever. Twan, you're up. Pick 200.
I lost like $300 on that game.
Stetson Bennett.
That's why you take him in the draft.
Stetson.
Wait a minute. Go to like defense or something.
Stetson.
Go to.
Hey, Thomas Incoom, Central Michigan, 208.
Go to
pass.
No, he's actually really good.
Give me go to D tackles.
Mark. Will Anderson will be there at 6.
Dude, he's going second overall, I think.
No, he's not. Tyrese Wilson.
Second or third.
No. What about Edge?
Take my boy.
Thomas is right there.
He's a Charger.
You also got Yasir Abdullah, who's kind of like a edge linebacker hybrid, kind of a stud.
I like some hybrids. Give me Yasir.
Marky P, listen.
Yeah.
I've been doing my research because I've never lost an NFL draft bet. That's the truth.
How many have you made?
Research.
Zach, you're up.
The fans are higher on Will Anderson than the NFL.
Go to QB
NFL
real quick.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but I think he's the best defensive prospect in the draft.
Aiden O'Connell?
I think it's going to be Will Anderson. Jalen Carter's the best player in the whole draft.
Go to wide receiver.
But he killed someone.
Yeah, Jalen Carter's he's got bust in parentheses next to his name, dude. He's Nick Fairley part 2.
If he doesn't kill anyone, he's going to be the best player.
He didn't kill anyone.
Well,
Higgins all right?
Don't put that slander out there.
Pretty much.
We're all with that.
In a roundabout way.
You're right. And the Eagles have 0 draft picks, huh?
They gave up a bunch of their picks, dude.
I mean, I couldn't pick the worst
best
team.
quarterback in the league.
Chicago is on the clock.
Oh, there I am. Round 7.
There they are, right after this. Look at this. 218, 219 could actually be draft history between Cab
Let
and
me
Ferris.
draft someone I've never heard of.
Let me go to defense.
Literally, that I've never heard.
Cab does really well towards the end of the draft. Rumor has it.
Cab's been scouting.
He's been studying prospects like 220. Yeah, like 220 through 256. He knows like the back of his hand.
We'll go to the DTs, defensive tackles.
I can't even see the draft board, to be honest with you. I have no idea what I'm looking
You might be. It's because you're so drunk off the Anthony Richardson Kool-Aid.
I'm in that blue Kool-Aid for the Lions, 6 overall.
All right.
We get Jalen Carter.
Don't mind.
Jalen Carter, Air 15, I throw a party.
Ooh, San Jose's got some dogs. Give me the guy from San Jose State.
Yes,
Didn't they have that punter that went to jail?
Carter, you're up.
Yeah, a couple of them.
Oh, give me Jake, the kid from Fresno State, that quarterback, best player.
Dude, that dude's dad was like a fighter or something, like a boxer.
He's a good player. I don't think he's gonna be there. I don't think he'll be there in the 7th round.
Saints are up at 227. Of course, Dorian is not there.
Malik Cunningham better than Thompson. Yes.
No. Stop. You're drunk.
I'm sober as it gets, and I'm seeing it clearly.
I'm gonna go with Bumper Pool from Arkansas.
Watch a Brett Coleman video.
I have.
No, you haven't.
No, you haven't.
Not a chance.
Zach, you're up. By the way, Zach, you have
4 picks.
You only have 1. You have 3 more picks still. Yeah.
Is Stetson Bennett still up there?
Oh yeah, baby.
Good question.
I think he is.
Yep, right there.
Yeah, let's get it.
It's actually insane the slander he's getting, dude. Back-to-back
I
Natty
agree.
champ.
I agree.
Zach, you're up once again.
Go to tight ends. I think it's my 3rd tight end I've drafted.
Hey, why not? That's Green Bay of them.
Sound like the Bears as well.
Is it getting strange in here with Brenton Strange?
Go to guard.
Oh, Wiley's still there, dude. From Cincy.
I'll take Mark from Pine Bluff.
Yeah,
did I just get drafted?
Mark Petrito.
Wait, how was my name on there, dude?
Twan, you're up.
Go to quarterbacks.
What?
No.
Stop.
No.
Malik?
Tommy DeVito.
Sean Clifford.
Oh, wait.
No.
Zach, you're up.
I like me. No.
I think you already
go to
picked
LB, John.
You picked Clifford because Ferris said Clifford.
Oh my God! I should shut up. Sorry.
Carter just thinks he's every team's GM.
No, I was joking. I was kidding.
I like my my quarterbacks that can actually run the ball.
I already drafted for you.
You drafted
Zach,
Clifford for you.
What's your pick?
Why the hell is Sean Clifford getting drafted?
I'll draft Orgy.
Sorry, I should shut up.
Wait, oh, and Fernie Orgy.
Here
That's
come
awesome.
the Eagles.
Wasn't he at Michigan?
No, that's a quarterback at Michigan. Same last name.
Carter,
Sorry, Twan.
You're
Sorry,
actually
Twan.
up for
I was
once.
kidding. I was kidding.
It's all right. I think Twan should be able to select this one for.
Yeah,
Carter.
that could be fair.
Take it away, Twan. I mean, I was joking, but yeah.
Hey, Malik Cunningham's a good fit because he backs up.
Cunningham.
Yeah, he backs up Jalen Hurts.
That edge from
I
Wisconsin.
don't want to hear anybody's voice except Twan's right now.
All right, fair enough. I'll shut up.
I want Malik.
All right.
Waste of a pick.
No, he might start over Hurts. He might take Hurts' spot.
All right, we got in a row here. We got Zach with his last pick.
What a
Make it
mistake,
a Zach.
I messed up.
Who's Mr. Irrelevant this year? Me.
I'll take the tight end up there, Marshawn.
There we go. We got
How many tight ends do you have, bro? 5?
I'm gonna take Jake Moody, and then let's round this out.
Chicago is on the clock.
Damn it! I wish they had Mr. Irrelevant. I wish the Bears had the last pick.
I should have done a 3-round mock draft. What was I thinking, Mark?
Give me a Charlie Thomas, Georgia Tech.
Go.
You know who that is, Kev?
All right.
He's a dog.
We can
Look
take
how many
a moment
picks
to...
Cab had, dude.
Way too many.
So jealous.
Jackson Smith, Warren McCladen, Felix, Anudike Uzama, DJ Turner, Tank Bigsby, and a bunch of other guys.
That's actually a pretty good draft for Cab.
It was a solid draft. Mark got Will Anderson, big on that. Michael Mayer, pretty big on that. Henley, I would have taken Sanders, but whatever. A.T. Perry, huge on that. Don't know much about Roy, and then a bunch of other dudes. Zach got a tight end, Dalton Kincaid, Ozzie Smith, Jordan Battle. What?
That's actually a good draft for Green Bay.
That would be a good draft. And then
I got 4 tight ends.
I think you got 3 tight ends. I think you got 3. That's a good number. I like it. Twan got Jahmyr Gibbs, Cody Mauk, Jaden Reed, Brian Young, Luke Schoonmaker, Yasir Abdullah. Wow, Chargers really do not have a lot of draft picks this year.
They're all late too.
I picked Kalijah Cansey, Darnell Washington, Clark Phillips, Roshan Johnson. I would be stoked if
you got so many guys that I like, John.
Because we like similar guys. Because we sit here and talk about football together once a week. This makes sense.
Yeah.
Devin Witherspoon, Zay Flowers, Keanu Benton. I really like Carter's draft too.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Thank you.
Carter's draft
two
sucked.
QBs got taken, so that's
I know ball.
Yeah, that is 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, gotta make sure the guy getting hundreds of millions of dollars.
Let's not forget that Ferris said there's no world where Anthony Richardson is a bust. No
Juan,
world.
you agree?
0% chance.
0%. 0.
He's gonna be like
These
Cam
two
Newton.
idiots. Are you kidding me?
Mark, dude. You don't.
You know what Cam Newton did in college, Twan? Won a Heisman, won a national championship.
No,
you know what Anthony Richardson did?
Computer.
Nothing. He did steal.
He's 20. Too. He's 20. He's literally.
So what? So what?
He's played 2 years of football.
Longevity.
Yes.
He'll be out of the league before he's 25.
Talk to him.
Out of the league before he's 25.
I'm in the middle on this conversation.
We can revisit this at the end of the season.
Everything
All right.
Everything.
This is, I think last week was the longest PSP episode we've ever had. And then I think we just topped it this week with 1 hour and 50 minutes. So anyways, thanks for anybody who made it this far. And thank you to our guests, Brady Prieskorn, Caden Prieskorn, Cab, Zach,
Talk to him.
Twan, and Carter Ferris.
Yup.
What?
Wait, where are the
hanging out?
Hey, reminder, tomorrow night, I'll be going live during the draft.
Mark will be going live during
I'll be on
draft.
TikTok. I'll be on TikTok going live. So tap into that.
Yes, sir. We
We're
will
one
see you
sub
guys
away from
tomorrow.
100 subs.
We will be
Subscribe to the
posting.
channel.
Peace out, boys.
Have a good night, fellas.